won't say any names, but this guy came up to me and he said to me, are you a Crip? I said to him, I didn't know whether to say yes or no. I said yes. He had a cigarette in his mouth and a beer in his hand. Leaned over, pulled out a bandana from his pocket. I didn't know what he was pulling out at the time, but he just snapped me twice, just 2 jabs in the face. I covered my face, and when I looked up, I was bleeding. He threw the bandana at me and he said, you gotta earn your colors. You gotta bleed for it. The following day from that, I just felt like I was untouchable. High school is where everyone did not want to be the odd one out. Everyone had to be somebody. And if you weren't good at sports, or if you weren't good at anything, you tried to make your name in the streets. It's your friends in the good times, your brothers in the dark times. When we say uso to a friend or someone else, it means that person is willing to die for you.
I just hated everyone. I hated the world. I hated anyone who wanted to tell me what to do. I hated any figure of authority. I can't quite really explain everything. There are a few other underlying issues, but I just let it get the better of me. It had a hold of me so tight. I could never humble myself. I put a lot of stress on my family. And I can't help but feel responsible for the damage that it's caused to their relationship. Yeah, it was sort of just a group, you know, do everything for each other, you know, at the same time, you know, anything ever happened, you're expected to be there. While I was in jail, but it was more a means of survival. I know I'm up for that gang, I've got protection. You know, at the end of the day, you got to look out for number one, and that's how a lot of gangs work. They'll be there for you and help you do the wrong thing, but when the shit turns sour and you're the one that's locked up or you're the one that goes away, are they really going to leave their house to come and visit you in jail?
I ran away from home when I was 12. I joined a Asian gang in Sydney. I had to learn to survive pretty quickly, or I wouldn't survive. I had to learn the trade pretty quickly. We weren't allowed to use drugs at all. One of the old boys came home one day and my friend was offering me to use it. Just as I was about to accept it, the guy walked in the house and asked me what am I doing. So he punched me in the head and took me and my friend to a farm, and I thought I was dead. Yeah, when we got to the farm, he went to my friend, like he put a gun to my head and asked me several times did I use it, and I said no, I didn't use. He was about to pull the trigger. My friend just cried out and said no, I didn't use, you know. He used. Yeah, he just hit me with the gun and just threw me back in the car and told me if I ever used the gun, he'll kill me.
A friend of mine, I don't remember him sticking a needle in his arm. I just remember just getting high, and I dozed out, and I remember just coming in and out of being high and just seeing my son playing in front of me, and then seeing him running around the chairs, falling off to sleep, and I open up my eyes again and I see him holding on to the knees of my friend, and I turned around and looked at him and he was pale. His mother just coming in, picking him up and just screaming, and only to find out that the guy was, yeah, he was dead. Yeah, it was an eye-opening, it was like almost like a wake-up call for me. Didn't want my son around that kind of life.
It was my cousin's wedding. We didn't expect anyone to be there. It's just all family, and probably around midnight One of the guys had an argument with him, and he just started shooting at everyone. Man, I saw my little cousin standing up. He was probably 7 years old, 6, 7 years old. And I went and just dived on him, and that night probably 7 people got shot.
I didn't really have a relationship with my father growing up, and the only time I ever spoke with him is when he was about to beat me or tell me off for something. I really wanted to prove to him something, that I wasn't a coward. I wanted to prove to him that I was hard.
I just didn't have that friend in a father that I suppose I really wanted. It's easier to be nasty than it is to be nice, and I think it offers them a sense of security, part of belonging. You belong to something if they've grown up not feeling like they've belonged. They join a gang and they're made to feel like they do belong. You know, that's that feeling that everyone craves, I suppose, so, of acceptance.
Graduating from rehab was the best thing I ever did in my life, you know. It was the biggest turning point. Never lived this life. It's just a fear of change. It's a rewarding feeling, meeting new people and just living a normal life, working now, you know. Yeah, and just hanging out with good people now. It's been rewarding.
And as soon as I found out I was going to be a dad, I threw it all away. I haven't picked up a needle in over 3 years. It's just, everyone I suppose has that something that they'd kill for. And for me, that's my daughter. It's the one thing that strives me to do better, to be a better person, be a good influence on her.
Sometimes, you know, I think back to those guys. What could they have accomplished? What could they have been today if they were still alive? Yeah.
My life, my decision. This is my life, my decision.